had total control of the car. Yeah!
Yep. We're under control. Back when you do punch it, it goes.
How does it go? Coffee!
Exactly. We're in the middle of the desert without coffee. I would 110% get our stock 4Runner up that sucker. Hello, we are Ben, Rebecca, and Lucy, a digital nomad family from Alaska. Sometimes we're home, sometimes we're exploring Europe in our camper van Denny, and sometimes we take a break from the road at Airbnbs and unique locations. This lifestyle is anything but ordinary, but in the end, we feel life is meant to be lived. Well, hello from Las Vegas, Nevada, and we're about to go overlanding. And I know that really doesn't make any sense because we're right here next to the strip, but what we're doing with this travel trailer is we park it at an RV park for 2-3 weeks at a time, and we head out camping. Now, one thing about this trip is it's either going to be epic and amazing, or it does have potential to be a little bit problematic and difficult.
All right, well, let's do a little who, what, when, where, why. We are going to head out to the Mojave Road, Mojave Trail, a very historic, revered overlanding area. This is a first for us. We've been kind of planning on this ever since we planned this winter home with this RV and the 4Runner and everything. So we're pretty excited about checking it out. We're going to do a little stretch between Baker and Laughlin, right?
Give or take.
Give or take, yeah. Why it has the potential to be extraordinary or a total bomb is because we are opting to do this trip on a 3-day weekend. And it's Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Not an early start.
Not an early start. Even though we were both up at 4:30 this morning, somehow we're still not leaving till 10. The reason that we're doing this is because we wanted to go out camping last week when we were up north a little further, and it got too cold and we were worried about a pass closing, yada yada yada. And so we decided it was time to head south a little earlier than planned. And time is just getting away from us. Like, things keep coming up and we haven't gotten to do a couple of the camping trips we wanted to in the 4Runner. And next week, the reason that we're kind of stationed in Vegas is so I can fly out from here. I'm gonna pop back east and help my mom drive her RV back out west to the deserts for the winter. So we really want to make a trip happen before I head out, because I'll be gone for, probably about a week by the time I help her get back here. And she just needs a second driver because it's a really long drive and
It's torturous
it's horrible to do it alone.
over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's really break it off.
Exactly.
Band-aid it.
Yeah, and if there's 2 drivers, you can really hammer it out in just a few days. So, we just decided to bite the bullet and go for it, because if we wait for everything to be perfect, it's just not gonna happen. So here we go.
Kind of interesting. Last time we were about to head out camping off grid, one of the tenants called and there was a problem with banking, which couldn't get her rent in on time, which we dealt with. This one's we're literally in Baker, maybe a mile from hitting the dirt and going out of cell phone service, and one of the tenants calls and says the boiler's out. So hey, that's
hopefully it turned back on when she reset it, and hopefully that's all it takes. It's good for one of those.
But the timing of it is so
it's so bizarre.
Crazy. We're literally about to go off grid. So got the plumber on notice, and the tenants note call him if it acts up again. But we're going off grid, and the plumber bills us. going to take forever if we have to drive like a tortoise.
I'm not driving like a tortoise. I have a lead foot. La France. We can drive on up there, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
First stop on our little adventure, we're headed to the lava tubes. We've always wanted to check these out, and it's kind of exciting to finally be doing it. Hello down there.
Here's the crazy thing, honey.
What?
Yeah, younger version of Benny would be like, yeah, let's go spelunking and exploring that. But broken down Benny with a bum knee still and a bad back and clumsy is looking like you are gonna fall on your arse and hurt yourself. You're pushing 50, old man.
Look at this stuff. Like, you can see the intricacy of it if you look really close. Kind of looks like coral from an ocean. Wonder why. Don't hurt my doggy.
Yeah, when have I heard that line before?
Regularly.
This right here is the staircase that makes my balls tingle. This one is bad.
Don't kill my dog, please.
Well, and this looks to be about the end of the road for me because 3 people on the way said, watch your head. All right. Well, this is neat.
Did you find somebody to play with? Yeah. What a view. We talk about this when we come back home and visit the desert. You don't think about it, but the truth is the desert has its own incredibly unique and diverse beauty. And if you stop and appreciate it, it really is stunning.
Okay, slow down.
If you don't like it when you don't have control of the vehicle, do you?
Yeah, pretty much. I have nothing for
I
that.
had total control of the car.
Yep. We're under control, Beck. For sake, we are under control. Approaching the next stop. Let's park next to us and we get our cheeky photos on our phone. It's the mailbox. Okay, let's see what's inside the mailbox.
Lots of water, some Guinness, a hacky sack, gloves, cigarettes,
Ooh, nice.
a
Hey,
can opener.
I got an idea.
What? Iconic moment, putting your sticker up. It's a good thing we have some stickers.
Yeah, but the sticker is completely out of context.
For the
because
vehicle we're here with.
It's a different one of our vehicles.
Oh well.
There it is.
Da, da, da. All right, we signed the book to Outliers Overland, Ben, Beck, Lucy, and Denise. That's a good shot. The benefits of driving at golden hour.
Mm-hmm. And why are we driving at golden hour, honey?
Do you want me to tell them?
Oh, I didn't really prepare very well for this trip. And we took a wrong turn.
And then another wrong turn.
And kind of on this same stretch of road for the third time.
Yep.
Well, we're doing it. You know, we're still like 7/8 of a tank.
Which is why you're driving at this point than me, because I ran out of steam. When we had to turn back onto the same road, I was suddenly like, I can't go any further.
But here, once we get to those power lines, we'll be making forward progress again. So we only lost about 1 hour.
And a half.
Hey, if we would have kept continuing our mistakes, it could have been a 3 or 4 hour loss.
True.
So think positive here.
It could be worse.
True. And all we are really doing is looking for a place to camp for the night. Like right now, we have made enough progress. If we find a campsite that works and fits our needs, we're going to take it. I did do some research, and there's a grouping of some campsites up here. I just don't know how. Oh gosh, there's so many variables, like that washed out road, and you know, sometimes Google's, almost all the time you hit the dirt, Google's directions are thrown out the window, so you got to do different kinds of math, and I just don't know what the road conditions are like. So we could literally 1 hour pull into camp and set up for the night, or we could pull in 20 minutes from now. Anything's possible, or we could drive into the damn night, which we've done before.
Which won't be much longer from now because it's getting dark so early. It's a good thing that we brought chicken already cooked, so we can have that for dinner tonight. We've got a chicken breast and a salad bag. It'll be really easy to make some food.
Yep. I'm taking it out of 4 Low. We were in 4 Low back there for the gearing.
Yeah, to slow us down on these downhills.
Okay, we're in 2 by now.
We are? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Took us all the way out.
I did.
Okay.
Now if I can figure out how to shut these fucking traction control things off so I could have fun in places.
I have to study how to use your Forerunner.
The A-track.
There's so many buttons up here. We don't really know what to do with all of them.
Yeah, and then when you do punch it, it goes.
How does it go?
It's like, no, just spin the tires like I want you to.
Makes it sound like Denise is a zombie. How you doing, Lutcher? You're tired? You've been having so much fun. At one point, she was looking out her window and she got so excited. She was like, "Arr!" And I thought something was wrong, but she was just having fun. It's so neat how engaged she is in our trips, and she has as much fun as we do.
Well, we are driving into the night. It's 5:06 p.m. Past a nice, promising looking little campground, but there were 2 people there. We weren't sure if they were living there or camping for a longer period of time, but it just did not give the vibe that we wanted, and we did not want to end up being cut into pieces and chopped up into their totes that they had stacked up there. Just saying. So you follow your gut, no matter if you're in Romania, France, Baja, Alaska, or the Mojave Road. Just follow your gut, and eventually you'll make the right decision.
We have another campsite picked out. It's about 15 minutes away, but we're going to hit a patch of pavement here, so it'll hasten the ride just a bit. Another Forerunner. Give him the Forerunner wave, Ben.
Lo and behold, another Forerunner.
There's just a couple of those
hey,
out
there's
here.
That
There's that marker.
Yeah. One, since it's rolling.
What's there? Ta-da! It's the historical marker on the Mojave Road. Now you've seen it. And a really beautiful sunset. Yay.
And the railroad.
And the railroad.
Well, about an hour ago, we found our campsite. Had a little dinner, made a fire. How you doing over here?
Comfortable.
Comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Am I getting you in the frame there?
Okay.
Without shining light in your eyes?
I'm a vampire right now.
Okay. We'll show you around in the morning. How you doing over there?
I'm good now.
A little chilly up here?
A little chilly up here.
I failed to look at the elevations, and we're sitting at 5,040 feet. Might be a chilly night.
The sleeping bags are pretty warm.
Yeah, it is pretty warm in here. Lucy's enjoying her dessert. One of those Kong balls, which she will not show you right now. And we put a greenie inside. Lucia. Oh, there it is. You ready to go to bed?
And she's wearing the sweater I made her.
Oh yeah, Mama just made that sweater by hand with yarn from
Greece. Marco Polo, Greece.
Marco Polo.
Marco Polo.
That's how we say it.
Yep.
Well, good morning. It was a nice night. Sleeping bags did their job. It wasn't that cold. There was no frost on the inside of the tent from our humidity. But this is a beautiful spot here. There was a fire, apparently, within a few years ago that burnt through here. So it looks a little different, kind of sad. Don't know the story behind it. One bummer to the start of today's tale is that when we were in Bend, we had not too much propane left. And I know those green bottles last a while, but our neighbor was nice enough to, when he was heading out, he's like, hey, here's an extra bottle. Because we were just all talking, and I was like, oh no, I only have half a bottle. And he's like, here's an extra. And I finished off that other half of the bottle, and then we get here, take the cap off, and that extra that he gave me, the threads are stripped. And I'm guessing it might have been one of those bottles, you know how you can refill those green propane bottles. I think it might have just been refilled too many times, because you see the threads are stripped, and I'm not going to keep fighting it with our stove here, because I don't want to damage the piece on our stove, even though I think that's probably brass or steel versus little cast aluminum. So on the fence about what we're even going to do to start our day, because there's no coffee. I could do without a hot breakfast. Yes,
coffee.
Exactly. We're in the middle of the effing desert without coffee or any way to cook the rest of our food. I'm sure we still have some cold chicken left, but that's not gonna do much for the next 36 hours.
Eggs for breakfast.
Yeah. So I guess we have nothing to do but have a protein shake and drive. In case you're wondering, we are in Mojave National Preserve, which means the federales prohibit us from flying a drone. So we're trying to get some nice static shots.
Uncle 47, this is Raven.
Hi, good morning. Do you guys have green Coleman propane bottles?
We do not.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Quite contrary to yesterday's start, we are getting a very early one. It's 8:14 and rolling down the road No glory on finding propane bottles at 2 gas stations on the eastern side of the Mojave Road. That means if we want to have a hot meal, at least, and coffee in the morning, we're going to need to go into Laughlin, which means kind of the Mojave Road's over. And if that's the case, maybe we go pivot and camp along Lake Mojave somewhere. Just pivot. Like, that's all it is when you're out here on the road exploring either dirt or pavement. Just roll with it and keep moving forward. That's not quite looking promising.
Passable.
Well, it's passable, but do you want to do something stupid? I don't. So we're on this stretch where there's just a very nice washboard graded road, but there's these offshoots that you can just go and probably hit the more historic route. And we're jumping on one of those. And this one, well, let's see. This one falls under the category of you'd be stupid doing this with your ride home and tow vehicle. Now, do not get me wrong. I would 110% get our stock 4Runner up that sucker. But that would just be absolutely stupid to do. Now, there are terms that I would happily and totally enjoy doing that. Say, for example, you had your Jeep, but you brought it over on a trailer, so you didn't trailer it home. Or, you know, maybe you live in Vegas and you're, say you break your Jeep or 4Runner. It's just like a tow truck back to Vegas, back to your house. If something happens to this vehicle, big picture inconvenience just makes 0 sense.
Well, that was only a 20-minute scenic byway. Didn't really cost much time at all, and we have time to spare. It's only 9:15 now, so it is 61 now, so it's warming up. It's beautiful, sunny sky, proving to be another gorgeous day. Was a little chilly last night at that high elevation, but I have to say, the sleeping bags did the trick. The tent does the trick with all the windows zipped up and tight. Stays pretty warm in there. Lucy burrowed way down in my sleeping bag, like she was down by my knees, and she wore her sweater about half the night. The sleeping bag is so big though, it feels like a tent. Like I put my head all the way under and just left a little air pocket. And I had my Kindle propped up inside of there, and we had like this little bubble. Lucy was laying right there with her head beside, like
turn right,
kind of by my Kindle. It was very comfortable, but it was definitely cold, and I am so glad that
we're not. It's just
okay.
It's
there's no road.
It's ones and zeros, X's and O's,
okay.
Being stupid.
Anyway, if we hadn't bought those really, really warm sleeping bags, I would have been like sleeping in the truck with the heater running, because it was very cold. But it did the job. It's comfy. How'd you sleep?
I'm fixing an annoying rattle. I think I got it.
Okay.
Do rattles annoy anybody else? Wait, here, leave it in the comments below if rattles in your vehicle that are easily fixable annoy you. But now back to the question. I slept great. I was not nearly as wrapped up as you. I just had white tube socks, my Romanian, that was kind of a Russian accent, when Romania actually sounds a little more Spanish because it's romantic, but my Romanian Adidas track pants, this shirt, this flannel, and the same underwear, and it's all still on today, but I was warm. And
I put all clean clothes all the way down to my underwear on this morning. I was standing out in the desert completely butt-ass naked, but I wanted clean clothes.
Well, I'm a guy. We do these things.
Girls are less likely to do that. At least this one is.
I don't know. I watched some videos like that. Ava Zubeck, she is intense with the adventures that she goes on. She's like, I haven't showered in a week. It's like, whoa! So
on day 3, when I can smell myself, I have to have a bath. At least like a wet wipe bath and nothing else. I don't like being able to smell myself.
That lady is amazing, along with like itchy boots and the things that they take on. But yeah, Ava's just totally.
The things they take on, I just want to have a bath.
I ain't taking on some of the things that itchy boots takes on. I don't trust humans in cars to ride a motorcycle anywhere, let alone around the world in Africa. That lady has boobs of steel. And on that note, we'll get back to the Mojave Road. Like, surely there's a spot where we'll see like tire tracks where people have pulled out to see this thing.
I want to see what this sign says.
Ah, okay. Watch, it says active range. No trespassing. All right. There's like no social trails. No nothing. What also I don't like is that no trespassing private property sign. I wouldn't want to disrespect somebody's private property, even if it is out there. Just saying. Okay, that's that main road. Now we're back onto the old Mojave Road. You know what? Let's put it into 4 high. Okay, so you're gonna get that tire all the way on the right and make that big hole underneath the 4Runner. Let me get this window up. Just stay right. Stay right. You got it. Pinstripes are better than undercarriage damage. Hold up. Let's just... we're going down a road, and there's a closed section up here and a detour and another road, and it's more or less blue. And we've been driving through blue more or less this whole time. So theoretically, we should be able to pass, but we are going into something blind and hoping for the best. We can fly the drone now if we choose to. Well, I don't want to jinx it, but I think we might be home free onto the other side of this little mountain range. And I was sweating bullets there because I was thinking, you can call them mistakes, wrong turns, detours, oopses, but you do enough of those, you burn a lot of fuel. And we're at about a half tank now. So I was in my mind thinking like 2 or 3 more oopses or mishaps, we could have a hard time getting back out, just tail between our legs to get fuel. But even if we do hit some obstacles over on this side, we're like all the way over on this side, like the river is working down that direction. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to go around them and not have to backtrack all the way to some ridiculous gas station. Probably over in Baker would be the nearest gas that I could think of off the top of my head. I'm sure the camera's not picking all of this up, but this power line road goes as far as the eye can see, like literally a straight shot. It is spectacular in its own way because the power lines are on both sides of the road. You could really get some speed on a road like this too, but don't need to be stupid. Okay, we are coming up on a decision point, but one thing is for certain, this is the end of the Mojave Road for us. Yeah, you could just keep going on down, but this is a very convenient place for us to start our journey back to the compound in Las Vegas. So yes, Mojave Road, we did it. It's done. Ben, Rebecca, Lucy, don't need to put a patch on the headline or anything, but we accomplished it. Not too extreme at all. Forerunner kind of just eats it all up. Totally impressed with the Forerunner. So let's figure out what our options are. We can go to a hotel with a bathtub in Laughlin. Beck's looking at options now. We could run into Laughlin and get a propane bottle, run back out and head up that 95 and go camp on Lake Mojave, which would be fun. Don't get me wrong. Would be a little torturous though, because I did not bring any fishing gear and the pack raft is at home. So then there's also the option of just going home. It's 12:50. I think in about 10 minutes we'll be hitting 95, the California side of 95. So let's see what our decision is in the next 10 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
You know that problem we've been talking about on dusty dirt roads?
Uh-huh.
Our new toy can help with that.
Let's see.
Watch this. Okay, here we go. You pull into a campsite after these dirt roads and the back end is just riddled with dust. And then you're dealing with it whenever you're camped. This is awesome. But that's not the reason why we bought this. So this little compressor is part of the DeWalt 20 volt series, which is pretty neat because I'm setting it at 40 pounds. And yes, you see we have this plugged into one of our power stations because our DeWalt drill has the battery pack and we can swap it. But I set it at 40 pounds. There it goes. I want to time this. What's the time check?
5:44, plus I'd add about 30 seconds to that.
Okay, so a little over 6 minutes to go from 28 pounds to 43 pounds. And when we get home, that'll cool down to probably about 40 to 39 pounds, which is where I like to run them when we are not towing, because we always have this on the roof and all that camping gear back there. So want a little more pressure in the tires because you always want to inflate tires to the load, not the max PSI of the tire. Well, that was a breath of fresh air. That was so much easier than some of the alternatives. Now I put us actually in 4-wheel drive because I'd hate to hit a soft patch this close to the pavement and completely occupy our plans for the afternoon, which are now...
As boring as it sounds, I think we're gonna go home. I looked at Laughlin and looked at hotels, and the most expensive one I could find was like $75, and I'm afraid that that will be not a nice hotel in 2024. Maybe that's our ignorance, but I don't want bed bugs in order to find out.
Bed bugs for a bathtub.
I really do want a bathtub, though. I did tell Ben we could go to the Strip and stay, and it's definitely more expensive, and you know you're getting a nice hotel, but I don't know. We always do this. We say like we'll splurge and then we don't.
I think it's more about what does it offer us. Like, stay at, was it in Rachel, Nevada at the Alien little motel?
Mm-hmm.
Not a glamorous place by any means, but a unique place because it's the ET highway. So if you're just paying $70 for a generalized hotel room with a bathtub, that just doesn't sound like much of an experience.
No. The one thing we did agree on is we don't want to drive all the way to Laughlin to find a propane tank that doesn't have a stripped cap on it, and then drive back out and try to find camping. We'll be in the same position as we were yesterday, which was setting up camp in the dark. And that's, you do it when you have to, but not something we want to do on a regular basis or make a habit of. So, you know, that little hiccup kind of sealed the deal for not really staying out camping again, because none of the places we called have those green tanks that are within just a couple miles of here. Laughlin's the only option, and that just seems crazy. So, Route 95. Actually, it's clear my way. Go, go, go,
Really?
go.
So I'd spin some tires. Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Okay. Well, I guess this video is a wrap. Don't really need to show a drive to Vegas all that much. And
Head north on US 95
we're going to
north
just
toward Old
enjoy
Government
the
Road.
rest of our day. Thanks for riding along
Continue
with us.
on US 95 north for 61 miles.
And Google.
And Lucy. Say bye.
Hi.
Smart aleck.
Let me go just put the tip in real quick. Pinstriping honey.
No, not on my car. My beautiful car.
You guys need anything? Y'all good? All right.
Thank you. Nice rig.
Thanks.
That's funny.
Hey, let's steal some of his accessories.